Kind of as a tradition on the swim team, we always get the seniors always get gifts for the younger students, or swimmers. He's not a senior. All right, so start off.
Is that why you picked him?
Okay, to start off, we're going to start off with the younger kids. So could Brendan, Nick, Ty, and Jack come up here? Or Jack Winnery. Right? Yeah. All right. So, this is your guys' first years. So, we got you some fish just to keep on swimming. So, all right, so the next group of guys, they were kind of funny. I thought they were funny. My sense of humor is a lot different than a lot of other people's, but these guys made practice really enjoyable for most of the team. So could Nick D, Caesar, Nick B, Dylan, Alex, and Luke come up here? You already. I didn't say Dylan, did I? You did. No, not Dylan. Stand here. You're right. You're on my list. So I got you some glasses. You guys.
Put them on.
Hold on, I'll stay there. Selfie time.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Hold on, strike a pose. Eyes forward.
Right up.
No!
Sam, you don't need
All right, so the next swimmer, I never really told him this, but he always reminded me of some sort of shark swimming through the water. Skinny little blonde shark. And so could Garrett please come up?
Skinny little blonde shark.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. So ever since this next swimmer was on the swim team, he's always had this weird stroke, and it took a while, but Westfield kindly just called it the cat. So I always figured that he needed some food, so I got you some cat.
They're probably eating.
All right. So the next swimmer, this is an interesting story. One day at practice, he was there, and he gets out of the pool and goes over to Coach Westfair, and he's like, "Oh, my ankle really hurts." So, in order to relieve your pain, Joe, got you some hot pad.
My ankle. Did you try to do that, or what did you
So
try to do
the
with
next
that?
swimmer, I don't know if he doesn't like coming to practice, but it doesn't thrill him, so he doesn't really seem to have a smile on his face every day like I do. So he needs a little bit of cheering up, so Cody.
There's the face.
So there are three members of our team. So there's three members of our team that kind of don't spend a lot of time with the rest of us. Well, from my point of view, they seem to sit in a kiddie pool full of hot water every day. So could our three divers come up here? Please? Guys are quite lonely out there over without me and just Heather yelling at you all the time. So we got you some friends, some fish and some duckies. Look at each other, so now you can have fun.
Where's the other diver?
The next swimmer, he doesn't seem to cut his hair until sections when we shave down. And it gets pretty grody and just nasty and chlorine filled. So in order to keep his hair out of his eyes, Roy got you some hair. Okay. So this the next swimmer, he always liked swimming over to my lane, and he reminded me of a little puppy dog because he just got this these big old sad puppy dog eyes when I would yell at him to get back to me. Normally it was in the middle of a set, and so Sammy. Got you a little puppy dog. Okay, so the next swimmer, he was always swimming in my lane, especially because we swam the same event until this year, but I almost saw him break a lane line one time, and I really missed him because I ended up swimming IM a lot this year and not backstroke, so Michael. So there's a little story behind this. Evan Lahr gave this to me because one year I broke like 3 or 4 lane lines, so. Okay, so for my first semester, 7th hour, I had a class with this swimmer, and it was 7th hour, and every day during swimming, he would look at me and he'd be like, you know, I'm kind of hungry, and I think I'm going to stop at Target before practice and get some fruit snacks. Well, most of the time he didn't, but whenever he did, he'd always show up about 5 minutes into dry land, and always seemed to get out of the entire dry land that day. So, Brandon, we got you a little princess clock that you hang on your practice.
Thank you so much.
Blaze, you're last. You know, you swim so fast, and you make me jealous of you, but it kind of hit me in the middle of the season. You're really fast. You're so fast, you're hot. And then your dad, ironically, started calling you hot sauce. So, got you some Mexican hot sauce. All right, so this next member is not, or person is not a swimmer on our team, but managed for us this year and was the only manager that was there consistently. So Riley, got you a Caribou gift card because you like coffee. And last but not least is our coaches, Mr. Westfield and Mr. Cushman. And both put in a lot of work this year with us, and especially Mr. Cushman, you know, coming into the season for 1 year and not really knowing a whole lot. And so through all your sacrifice and dedication to the sport for 3 months, we got you gift cards to go out to eat with your wives.
He's like, oh,
It was like a mountain up and down.
All right, Mr. Cushman, do you want to say a couple words?
I'll just say a couple words.
The problem is, what I have to say, I can't say in public, and they've already heard it.
It gets better than come on, ladies.
Yeah, it gets better than come on, ladies, right, guys? It's been a treat. I was surprised. I get a call one Saturday morning. Dirk says, "Kush, I need some help."
I think it was on a Wednesday.
No, it was a Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. So I'm thinking he needs some work on his roof, or he has been having problems with his ice auger all winter. Maybe he wanted me to help with that, knowing how mechanically inept he is. So I said, yeah, sure. What do you need? He says, well, and then he went on. He gets to mumbling when he wants to not say what he wants to say. And then he says, I'll call you later. Okay. He didn't call me later. And then Monday came around, I didn't see him because he's on the other side of the building. Tuesday didn't come around because he's on the other building. And then I get a call from Revenue, the activities director. Hi. And on the other end he says, congratulations! And I'm thinking, what the hell did I win? And so there's this, pause. Okay. And then there's a pause on his end, and I'm thinking what's going through his mind is, oh, he doesn't know yet. He says, has Westfield talked to you? And I said, well, I saw and talked to him on Saturday a little bit. This is Wednesday now. He says, well, don't worry, your contract will be in your hands on Monday. Contract? And then he says, so Westford didn't really talk to you. Well, he wanted me to help him. He says, congratulations! So that's how I ended up being the assistant to the swim coach. But it worked out, right, guys? They discovered that I could holler. That's the best of them. And what I do know, what I've discovered is, and what you guys haven't realized yet, is there's a lot of potential out here. And I think what you're looking at, if not next season, certainly the season after, it better be. Some serious champions coming out through the ranks. There's a lot of potential that hasn't been tapped yet. Nick? So, and Nick. But you have a bunch of great swimmers coming up, and it's going to be exciting to watch them grow, and grow, and grow, and I hope you do grow, because you're all a bunch of little farts. Yeah. That's all.
Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and that isn't really what happened.
Which part? Columbus part?
And I do not mumble. Okay, is this on even?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's on. All right. Hello, good evening. I'm Coach Westphair. It's been a great season. We have fantastic boys. Give them a hand. Let's start with that. You know, it has been impressive. It's filled with plenty of ups and a few downs, but mostly it was ups. And I'd have to say that I was very impressed with how these guys swam, especially at the end, section meet, prelims of state. We won't say anything about finals of state, but other than that, I'd say that there really wasn't too many down days. You know, a lot of people achieved their personal records, reached most goals. Although we didn't set any records this year, this team worked really hard, learned a lot about themselves, about swimming, life. You know, many things you learn that happened in the 3 months that we were together. I hope that these lessons stick and that they do learn things like hard work pays off and teamwork and working towards a goal. I guess are all those things that I hope that they did learn. I got a lot of thank yous to go through. My family, who supported me, were always there for me, usually understanding what I was going through, and understanding my absence and putting up with having to put some things off and that I'm not around. And Barb certainly picked up the slack with our family, and I certainly appreciate that. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay her, but you know. Parents, for your support, organizations of meals, banquets, being there to cheer us on, giving kids rides, feeding them on the night before a meet. Guys, give your mom and dad a great round of applause. You know, you couldn't do it without them. Just about anything. But anyway, managers, I guess it's only Riley. Riley, you were awesome. You were there almost every day. Your commitment to the team, helping out with anything from swim lessons to you know, counting laps and getting splashed by our distance guys or whatever. These guys were pretty mean to you, Riley. I don't know. I think you ought to slug Blaze for all the abuse he He'd probably hit you back, though. Captains Connor and Lawrence, and certainly Lawrence, you know, you're the only one here, so I can only talk about you, but you know, you always talked about the things we needed to do and stayed around and went through a lot of stuff. And Lawrence, we've been together 5 years. I mean, that's a long time. Lawrence was the only swimmer that was here for the last coach that was here in between my first and second stint here, the 2 years. So that part of the team is no longer with us. So I do appreciate the opportunity to coach you, watch you mature, grow up. Certainly you're welcome here in the future, and hopefully you have a great college career. And I do expect you to come back and visit the old man here. Mr. Cushman, even though you certainly embellished why you came along, you know, I am very thankful that you came on board. You helped make it a fun season, at least for me. And I did learn some new ways of getting under a few guys' skins. You know? And I do appreciate the level-headed approach, usually, and great ability to listen and wade through everything and pick out really what's important. I do appreciate that. Adult presence, your use of language, usually. I tried to put a kibosh on the come on girls, but it turned into, okay, I won't use that. Okay, come on ladies. That's for, chatting's for ladies, I think was the original use of that. But I do appreciate you coming on board. Even though it didn't take 2 weeks to get you on board, he knew exactly what he was getting into, kind of. But anyway, Mr. Cushman, thank you, and certainly to Heather and her presence for Dryland. I think that the idea of Dryland with Heather makes everybody glad the season's over. So, Mr. Cushman, why don't you come on up? Let's start doing these awards. We're going to start with all conference plaques. They can probably hear me just as well. Most of you have seen these, and we got 7 all conference guys, and believe it or not, I think we have 10 academic all conference. So the first one goes to Connor. Here you go, Connor. Okay, nice. Okay, you're going to hand me them in some kind of order here. Okay, Lawrence. These are without any kind of designation, but ours, we got no relays that actually made it, so each of these guys got it with individual accomplishments. So take Mr. Cushman's hand too. Gentlemen, do you see how you're supposed to shake hands? You give a nice firm grip and you look the people in the eye. All right. Blaze Nyberg. Fun to hear, but yeah, looking good. You too. How did this happen? Roy Pop? Oh. Nice job, Roy.
That's what happens when you cut your hair.
I think he actually did that with his hair. All right, Logan Cordell. Congratulations. Now, you had to do this before, this was before taper, so, I mean, his tapered swims are very impressive. Michael Caribou. Yeah. Without designation. Dylan Remzick, his last swimming with a minute point. All right, that's next here, Mr. Cushman. Oh, the box. There you go. Oh, another box. Yeah. We have Heather's stuff. I have awards from Heather, too. Hang on. All right. I got to put these in order so we don't mix them up. We wouldn't want anybody to see these. That goes last. Second to last. Okay.
Do I get to cut?
Get to cut.
I have to go back to my prepared speech. Oh, I lost where I was at. Oh, most valuable diver. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we should call up the divers. Hey, look, we have something all the way from the Caribbean. It was telepathy that I think came to me. All right, this is actually Heather's prepared speech. Okay. Do you want me to read it like Heather? No. Do it. Girly voice and everything. Okay, I can't do that. All right. Thank you to swimmers and divers and families for a great season. I'm sorry that I'm not able to be here to celebrate with you, but I'm glad I'm here where it's 90 degrees. Okay. The divers had a great season. We saw lots of improvement by all the boys. And then she's got lots of stuff about Luis and nothing about you, Logan, and Jet. No, she doesn't. When she talks about Luis and his first time to dive, and eventually his personal best was 132 at the junior elk meet over in Elk River, and his 11 dive was 225.95 section meet. So, I mean, he's got a great future. This is a first-year diver, so Luis did a great job. Jack. Jack, you can come on up here and Jack, of course, is a second-year diver, made great improvements. Jack's personal best in 6 dives, 132.4, also at the Elk River meet, and 11 dives was 217.2, and that was at Spring Lake Park Invite in January. What's that? The one that says Jack I should give to him? Okay. There you go, Jack. And Logan's in his 3rd year. Really pushed himself with new dives, and it paid off by qualifying for state competition. Of course, we had about a 5-minute period there where we didn't know whether he made it or not. It was really fun, wasn't it? Yeah. He finished 15th at the state meet, although he's still got a nice little souvenir from it. I don't know if we could call it a souvenir, a tattoo or something like that, but he said it's turned black, so if anybody wants to enjoy that, he can show you his foot. Personal best, 213 at the Buffalo meet, and 11 dives at True Team where he scored 326.65. So, Logan, I'll keep that for you, but obviously, Logan, you are our most valuable diver. Second year. Heather said it's been a great season. Thank you to all the parents and families for the support. Oh, hey, Mr. Cushman, she thanks us and says we're great to work with. Wow. Boys, work hard in the off season, stay active, and prepare for next season. So, thank you, Heather. All right, what's our next one here, Mr. Cushman? What's the category?
Rookie of the Year.
All right, Rookie of the Year. You got to be a new swimmer or diver here. Possible candidates here would be Ty Olson, Nick Peterson, Brendan Davis, Luis, who's not here, Tyler, who's not here. Of course, he'd be walking around on one foot. Actually, I seen him roll by. Is he still on his little cart? He's got a little thing to do there because he got surgery. Jack is also a candidate, but I think we're going to give this to the person who scored in 2 events at the section meet, and that's Nelson Kraus. He's not here. Take his name, scribble his name off. Jack, I guess you win. You want no, Jack, no, not really. Should we can cast it off and put Jack on there? No. Jack Winnery. No, sorry, Jack. All right, most improved. And this, to me, I think is one of the most important awards, and certainly we have to recognize that we've had a lot of improvement. You got to be a veteran, obviously, not a new swimmer, although we did see a lot of new swimmers with great improvement. We have lots of solid candidates here. I even put Brandon Swenson in this category. Well, Brandon, I don't know, maybe from a learning how to work harder category, you certainly win there. Nick Dressler, Nick improved like crazy. Logan Biken, diver, I mean, incredible improvement. Jack, Luis, all the divers really. Michael, certainly a candidate. Cody, swimming at the state section meet. Cesar, another good candidate there. Roy, especially, I think Roy gets the best cleaned up look. I mean, you can't have him go from the mop to really making that look. Of course, my wife is saying I'd be a candidate if I shaved his beard off. Yeah, Nick Bakowitz, great improvements. Sam, Joe, Dylan, Alex, Luke. I mean, the candidates, that's a lot of candidates. Oh, wait a minute. There's one I haven't mentioned. This is a distance swimmer that last year swam a 5:40. This year went a 5:09 at the section meet and then went a 5:06 at the state meet. And I would have to give our most improved to Logan Cordell. All right. The most valuable swimmer.
This will be different than usually.
Yeah, I was going to put on there the Paul Fair Award. I was hoping to get through this without having to mention that, but I guess I will since the last 4 years it went to Paul. But, you know, our big three here, Connor, Lawrence, Blaze, are just so important and valuable to this team. I don't know, should I just flip a coin there?
Again?
Okay, well, we did 2 out of 3. Well, realistically, there's a lot of ways to look at most valuable. Blaze, you certainly placed highest at the state meet with his 10th place. Connor, you know, early season was phenomenal. Lawrence, certainly more versatile. The fact that you swam a 5:21 and beat Logan in the dual meet. Actually, I don't think you swam Logan, did you? Didn't swim against him. Maybe Logan would have went faster then. Okay. But anyway, our most valuable swimmer this year is Lawrence Krause.
It's gonna hurt you.
All right, Mr. Cushman, let's hand out some envelopes. That'll get everybody involved.
Money.
There is money in some of these, and there's college recruiting. So we'll just kind of go through these, and I'll give them to Mr. Cushman to hand out. Kylie, she's not here, but she had manager's certificate and spotlight on scholarship. Now you're going to hear that a lot because some of these guys are, believe it or not, pretty smart. And 3.0 is what you need for spotlighting scholarship and 3.5 for academic all conference. So Kylie's not here. Riley, okay, manager's certificate and spotlight on scholarship. And if managers were eligible for all conference, she would certainly have had that since she has a 4.0. I just got to throw that in there. Okay, Ty Olson, participation and spotlight on scholarship. Miles? Miles? No? Okay, Miles wins the most unusual stroke award, and Miles wins. I mean, the swimming cat is one thing, but and it's mostly because he kept his fingers apart, as the swimming cat part. But Miles had a very unique style. But Miles' improvement was really credible. I mean, first time we timed him, it was a 105, and at the end he was a 39.10. So, next, Jack Winnery. First letter. These are important ones here. You know, Tom, now you got to buy a letter jacket. Sorry, parents, that your kids getting their first letters. All right, Nick Peterson, participation certificate. Nick improved a ton this year. We tried to make him a backstroker, that didn't quite work. All right. Brennan Davis. We also tried to make him a backstroker. That didn't work so good. He tried diving too, so that was kind of fun. He does win the Mitch Foster look-alike contest, but he gets participation and spotlight on scholarship. Luis gets his first letter and spotlight on scholarship. Oh, he's still not here. What's this, a diving thing? Oh, Joe Larch diving. That's right. Okay. Alex Top. Letter, second letter. Spotlight on scholarship. And I think he won the softest hair contest, didn't he? Okay, Garrett was the winner. Okay, sorry. Everybody will now rub Garrett's head. All right, Jack Sampson. First letter, academic all-conference, spotlight on scholarship. Jack is also a Well, besides being a swimming cat, Logan Cordell gets a letter, all conference, which he's already gotten, spotlight on scholarship, and state participation certificate. I noticed that some of the state participation certificates seem to bleed over for some reason, so I think you should be able to erase that, but use the proper eraser. Don't damage the certificate. But Luke Woods, letter, academic all conference, spotlight on scholarship. Nick Bakowitz, spotlight on scholarship. Oh, and first letter. All right, Sam Dressler. Letter. There's got to be a mistake. Academical conference? State participation, spotlight on scholarship, and biggest screwball award. The spitting llama award? Yeah. All right. Dylan Remsick, letter, all conference, state participation. Dylan also wins the Best Fisherman Award. Sorry, Lawrence. We won't talk about when he got stuck in the ice house. Nelson, first letter, spotlight on scholarship. Lawrence, you want this?
No, I get it to your dad.
Who's Lawrence?
It's always sad to see parents go, but when Lawrence graduates, we like keeping Lisa, but be careful. All right, Joe Larch, first letter. How many are diving? Garrett Lenzen. What was that skinny whale? What was that?
Shark.
Skinny shark?
Caleb Lock Shark.
All right, spotlight on scholarship, state participation. You know, when I shaved my head back in college, it didn't come back. How come these guys? Logan Biken, letter. All conference honorable mention. That's because there was so many good. Our conference sent 7 divers to state. 7. And only 4 can qualify in any single event for all conference. Otherwise, Logan's a shoe-in. Academic all conference and state participation. Blaze Nyberg, all conference. Letter, spotlight on scholarship, state participation. Tyler. Spotlight on scholarship, participation, and broken leg. Okay. Cesar Mole. He always hates how I say his last name because it's always wrong. Malloy. Sorry. I think it's become habit, you know. So, sorry, Mom. But letter. Cody Link. Letter. Academic All Conference. Spotlight on scholarship. Now that's happy. Michael Caribou, letter, spotlight on scholarship, all conference, state participation. Roy Pop, letter, all conference, state participation. Nick Dressler, letter, spotlight on scholarship. Okay. Yeah, Nick and Mr. Cushman have had a thing going. So. I don't mean man crush. Brandon Swenson, first letter, spotlight on scholarship. You know, for a lot of sports, juniors getting their first letters, you know, pretty regular. We have one. I mean, that tells you how these guys have come along. Connor, letter, all conference, spotlight on scholarship, state participation. And last but not least, Lawrence Krause, letter, all conference, spotlight on scholarship, state participation. All right, thank you, Mr. Cushman.
Is that where you were saying I used to sit down?
Well, I guess you could stand here with me if you want to.
Okay.
Okay, looking ahead, conclusion. My conclusion is on. You want to read it for me? All right, as we finish the season, say goodbye to Lawrence. You know, I think one thing. Bye, Lawrence. You know, there have been times, believe it or not, I probably wanted to strangle Lawrence, but, you know, I love the kid, so I won't. But anyway, you know, one thing I mentioned last year, you know, tradition never dies. But some things in our tradition get changed as time goes on. And, you know, one of those things of hard work, I don't think was lost on these guys, but it was a screwy year. I mean, we had how many snow days? What, 5? A lot of times, you know how many weeks we put in of 5 practices in a week? 1. 2. 1 was during taper. That tells you something. That tells me something. And yet, every kid dropped the team. Okay? Everybody dropped across the board. But we could have probably had a little better final if we would have had more consistent work. But I think we get back to working hard at all times. As far as next year starts now. You know, it really does. And you guys do a spring sport. Club spring starts in April. I'm not sure. Yes, it does. Yeah, it doesn't start in April now, Michael? Yes, it does. But the weight room is always open. Gentlemen, we need to get stronger, okay? We know that the section that we're in is very tough. And it's deep. And this year, We won exactly 0 events. No events at the section meet. Which I would have to say is the first time that that's ever happened since I've coached. I can't ever remember a season that we didn't win a section event. Usually we win at least 1 relay, sometimes all 3. But we do need to get stronger. And you need to put more water time under your suit. You know, I know we're young, and we did well, and nobody expected us to do as well as we did. But nobody expects us next year to beat Sartell. Except somebody does. Me. I expect us to win. I don't want us to win. I expect us to win. Okay? Now how do we do that? We got a lot of work to do. But I think we can do that. You know, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. Success does only come before work in the dictionary. You got to put the work in, guys. That's true in everything to be successful. As far as doing your work, you got to do it in the classroom. Nobody's going to be a pro. That's your most important job. Okay? Learning is the key to your future. So, I guess to conclude things, it's up to you guys. How well do you want to do? And it does start now. You need to be active. Try to get in the weight room. Swim in the summer, swim in the fall, whatever it takes. Go out for other sports. I hope you do. But anyway, thank you everybody for a great season. It was a lot of fun. Was some work, as expected. Jeff Larch, I think you've got a slideshow. And if we can get people to help clean up, thank you all very much.